road to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is littered with one-hit wonders. Gimmick bands, chick bands, abandoned bands used as stepping stones for future superstars. But few bands in the annals of rock and roll have kept so faithful an audience as the Four Fronts. From the Florida Keys to Anchorage, Alaska, the Four Fronts have kept an intensely loyal audience entertained for 2 decades. A hard-working band with a loyal audience, they have always striven to be the best in the software rock world. And their fans have always responded with unparalleled enthusiasm.
Oh, the music's great.
Oh, they are so cute.
But the Forefront concert is the only one where you get CPE credit.
Keeping the Four Fronts on top of the rock and roll world was never easy.
Everyone knows the kind of easy money you can make in rock and roll.
But our big dream was to lay down some really bitchin' software.
You might think these are, what do you call it, mutually incompatible?
Yeah. It wasn't tough. Not like you'd think.
We just took all the cash the Four Fronts were pulling down
And plowed it right back into developing kick-ass software. Yeah.
I remember those early days. I'd call with a question. Well, you never knew what you'd get when you called. Mark might be working on a new guitar riff. John could be laying down some lyrics. Sometimes you'd find somebody pounding out new code on a keyboard. They were pretty wild.
I'd have to say that some of our early influences were the Big Five. Or was it the Big Eight then?
Right. And the guys at VisiCalc, they rocked.
And what about the Open Systems, man? They were happening. Remember when we wrote, I Want to Audit Your Books?
Yeah, that was something. You see, Sonny had just called, and he was flying in the evening.
With Cher, right? And we were going to get together for a little...
That was our biggest hit ever.
We were into it, so we just blew Sonny off. They had to have dinner at the Space Needle by themselves.
I felt real bad. But what do? Stop writing? Sonny understood.
Not Cher.
She never did.
I called her a couple times after they split up. Even emailed her.
She ever call back?
Never.
That's cold, man. Cold.
He was always crazy. I used to tell him to wear a helmet.
That's true. You did, man. I heard you.
Bummer.
Yeah.
To the rest of the world, the Four Fronts were another Seattle band on top of the world. But then, behind the scenes, things went terribly, terribly wrong.
Bob? Bob, you look like hell. What's wrong?
Crummy accounting software.
Oh my God, what's it called?
Treeline. Nothing ever balances.
Oh, that's awful.
Hey, Bob, you look fantastic. Stop drinking?
Better yet, we changed accounting software. Now we use Forefront.
Forefront. Say, I've heard of that. Wasn't the conversion difficult?
No, it's a breeze. We started yesterday after lunch and we ran our first payroll this morning. And this afternoon, I produced our first accurate WIP schedule and monthly financials in over a year.
How'd you convert so fast?
We used Forefront's new Magic Wand conversion tool. Just hit the button and all your data converts automatically to Forefront in under a minute.
Whoa.
But what about learning all that new software? Didn't you need weeks and weeks of training?
Not with the new learning CDs from Dexter and Cheney. Last night I just put the disc on the player, slugged a few shots of tequila, passed out, and this morning I'm a forefront expert.
Gosh, Bob, you the man.
Warning, the use of this product may cause irritability. Forefront, better living through better software. Brought to you by the folks at Dexter and Cheney.
Unlike the other Seattle bands who faced their tragedy or lengthy battles with monopolistic ticket vendors, Success put the Forefronts in battle with demons of their own making.
Before their little problem, we used to have great times. Sometimes we'd close down the office and head over to Dexter Cheney for a Wednesday night jam session. We'd knock down some brews and listen to some great tunes. We usually picked up some tips on multi-state payroll, whip schedule, PO processing at the same time. These were great times, great times.
One day I suddenly couldn't play.
Me neither.
We tried everything.
Creole voodoo dolls,
Vitamins.
banging each other on the head with big sticks.
That was my idea.
More like 2x4s, really.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Nothing worked.
I thought we were through.
I thought they were finished. Everyone thought they were finished.
It was hard times, hard times.
Their music fading, their fans turned away, spiraling off the charts, the band hit rock bottom.
We were desperate,
Rock bottom.
and then I found it.
I found it
Whatever.
under the wiper of my van.
It was a flyer for the Seattle Diet,
Just one whole sockeye salmon a week.
and 12 shots of espresso a day.
And we were back!
Within 3 days, the Forefronts had recorded 2 top 10 hits, inked a movie deal with George Lucas, programmed 3 accounting software products, and helped an old lady cross a busy street in Passaic, New Jersey.
I never lost faith in them. I knew they'd be back.
It was great times again, great times.
Are there any limits for these hard-rocking software accounting giants? Are there any fads or fashions that their music can't transcend? Are there any accounting software problems too tough to tackle? So far, the answer is a resounding no. As far as anyone can tell, this is one Seattle band that won't go up in a puff of smoke.